But we're gonna move on to Maryland. They had a rough weekend, man. Right before getting on the bus to go down to Cameron, Pishon Howard tears his ACL. That, man. DC Sports, we are snake bitten. Pishon Howard is out for 6 to 8 months. This guy breaks his foot, and then he tears his ACL. Talk about snake bitten, man. But they went down there a little shell shocked, and what they did was it was tough. They hung in for a half. They were hanging in there, scrappy defense. They were getting some rebounds, but in the end, too much Duke. Just too much Duke. Maryland was 1 for 14 from 3. Yeah, 1. They made 1 3-pointer out of 14. Stoglin, Ofer, Mosley, Ofer. The only guy who made one was Nick Faust, and he's not even a very good 3-point shooter. Silver linings on this, I'm not really sure if there's a silver lining or not. I think Nick Faust is, he's going to be able to get more minutes. He played almost the whole game. They're real thin now without Pishon. It's going to be rough for them. So hopefully he's going to get some experience, and this is going to help him improve into his sophomore year, because I think he's going to be very important for the Terps next year. He's going to be about as big as you can get in terms of his role. Hopefully Pishon recovers fully so they can rotate Pishon, Stoglin, and Nick Faust in the backcourt, because that's a pretty nice backcourt. If you listen to our last episode, Jarrett and I were discussing the potential for this team next year. But it's just really frustrating when it seems like they were getting better every game. Even though they weren't winning every game, their performance was better. They looked a little bit more mature. They seemed to be a little bit more comfortable with the offense. And they seem to be buying into what Coach Turgeon is selling them. And it's just a little bit... It's a little bit disheartening to lose somebody like that. And he's so important because he's one of the people who the offense flows through. If you watch Maryland, you see that it's Terrell Stoglin and it's Pishon Howard, and the offense runs through them with Mosley and Weiss and Pankey as side pieces that are complementary to the puzzle here. But just a rough time for Maryland. In the second half they went out and they got blasted 41-26. Duke ends up winning by 18. A late cover by Duke. Jarrett was right. The line was 15, and it looked like Maryland was going to cover again, but they didn't. At the end, Duke pulled it out miraculously, as they always do at Cameron. And nobody really had a really good game. Nick Faust shot 50%. And had 15 points. Again, Alex Len, if he goes pro at the end of this year, that'll be a bigger mistake than Jordan Williams going pro last year. He's got ability, he's got physical skills, but they're not refined yet. If this guy stays in school another year, maybe another 2 years, this guy's going to be a top 10 pick, but he's not ready. He seems lost at times. His footwork is bad. He doesn't box out, and when he is in position to get a rebound, he swats at the ball like it's a volleyball. It's weird. He doesn't try to go after the ball and get possession of it. He likes to hit it up in the air and bat it to somebody. And when you don't have any height and you're batting the ball around, guess who gets it? The other team. So he had, I don't know how many boards he had, but he didn't play a lot of minutes because he's not in shape. The guy's, I don't know, played 12 minutes or something like that. He wasn't a factor, and he needs to be a factor. we're running. We don't have a true center, so it's tough. It's a tough time for Maryland, and that was a rough blow for them. That really was a rough blow. They had an outside chance of getting into the tournament, maybe making a late run, but I don't see it. We're looking at the NIT, I think, here for Maryland. Got a comment in the comment box. People want me to start talking a little bit more Georgetown. Fair enough. I'll talk some Georgetown. Admittedly, I am a Maryland fan, so I don't follow Georgetown as much, but we'll definitely talk more Georgetown next episode as we start to look at the tournament, where people are seated. I believe we call this bracketology in the biz, bracketology. So we'll look at Georgetown. I think Georgetown is a sleeper team, to be honest with you. That's a team that's dangerous. That's a team that plays defense. They can lock you up. They can shoot. Only thing I have about Georgetown is a team like that locks you up and plays motion and has real patience. They got to shoot well every game. If they don't shoot well, they're prone to the early exit. But I think Georgetown could make a move. I mean, that's a good basketball team. They hang with everybody and they beat most people. And we'll talk a little bit of Virginia too. This guy Scott for Virginia, this guy can play. So we'll get into that a little bit next week also. So I do want to tell you I do read the comments. So try to get a hold of Cindy. I guess Cindy's still in hiding. She's probably still wearing her stupid Duke shirt too, because Duke, not only after waxing Maryland, they beat the upset against Carolina at the buzzer, and I was right. I said that the fouls would be within 2. I was off by 1. Carolina had the advantage in fouls by 3. Game called perfectly down the middle, of course. As I predicted, and I said it would be close, and everybody would talk about how great a game it was, and blah blah blah, and that's exactly what happened. It was a good game. It wasn't a great game. Everybody's like, "Oh, this is one of the greatest Duke Carolina games ever." I don't think so. I mean, Carolina had that game in control. I mean, I'm one of them, but how many people stopped watching that game? I did. I luckily I walked back into the room and I saw what was going on, but if I'd stayed in my bedroom, I would have missed the whole damn thing, because that game was over. It was just one of those Duke comebacks. I mean, I've seen it live. I saw Jason Williams do it to us right in front of my eyes. So, great game. Not a great game, great finish. Let's rename it. It's a great finish to a game. But God, ESPN was still talking about it like yesterday. But that's that. I don't want to spend too much time on those guys. It's make my stomach hurt. I'm still getting over this cold. So, baseball's starting to get going. A couple teams are reporting any day now, and we will talk Nats. I think the Nats are one of the more intriguing teams of this baseball season. They have a lot of young talent, and it's all starting to show up. Steven Strasburg is back after the Tommy John surgery. He's going to be on an innings limit, just like Zimmerman was last year. But Steven Strasburg and the Jordan Zimmerman 1-2 punch, along with Gio Gonzalez as a number 3, this Nats team has a potential to have one of the best rotations in the National League. And if they can find some bats, I think it was a tough blow to them that they didn't get Prince Fielder. But, their outfield has some bats. Their outfield could be Morse, Jason Worth, and Bryce Harper. That's not bad. You add Brian Zimmerman, I mean, in a pretty decent bullpen. The Nats, I don't know if this is the year they're going to come out and really compete, but I'll tell you one thing. They have the Phillies' attention. You don't believe me? I'll get Jarrett Jackson on this program next week. He's a Phillies fan. He'll tell you about the Nats. And the Phillies fans are all fired up because the Nats are doing this take back the park thing where if you don't have a 240, 301, 202, or 703 area code on your phone that's connected to your credit card, you cannot buy tickets to the Phillies games, which I think is fine. I don't have any problem with that. You want to take back your stadium? Good, you should. I wish the Redskins could find a way to do something about that. I feel like we're on the road every week. But I understand that. I get it. I think the team in Baltimore should look into that maybe keep all the Yankee fans out and the Red Sox fans out. But Angelos is too cheap of a bastard to do that. He needs anybody's butt in the seats that can spend $50 while they're there on food and all the crap they give you. They're trying to sell you this year is the 20th anniversary of Oriole Park at Camden Yards, the ballpark that changed everything. It changed everything in the way the baseball parks are designed, and it's one of the great ballparks ever. And they should celebrate it. But I saw this thing on their website, and it said that throughout the year they're going to celebrate great moments in Oriole Park and Camden Yard history. Well, I was thinking about it. What moments? There's a couple of moments that I remember, but none of them are good for the Orioles. I remember Ken Griffey Jr. hitting the warehouse in the home run derby. I remember that. That had nothing to do with the Orioles. I remember Cito Gaston standing up Mike Messina in the bullpen in the bottom of the ninth. Mike Messina was the only pitcher who didn't get in the game, who was an Oriole at the time. So the only Oriole pitcher for the host team of the All-Star game didn't get to play. I remember that. I remember the Orioles going home for 3 games, tied 1-1 with the Yankees in the 1996 American League Championship Series and losing all of them. And then I remember Peter Angelos blowing up the team and deciding he doesn't care that if his team wins or not anymore, getting rid of pretty much every good player they had. What moments have gone on in okay, you have Cal Ripken. Cal Ripken's 21-31 where he broke Lou Gehrig's consecutive game streak. That's it. That's your list right there. What other moments have happened at Camden Yards that you're going to celebrate? I'm kind of interested to see what kind of shenanigans they're going to pull with that marketing plan. Sounds like he took a page out of the Dan Snyder marketing book. I mean, that's just, I don't know. Peter Allen's just a douchebag, and he deserves everything he gets. And I'm glad he's losing money to the Nationals, and I'm glad he's complaining about it because he kept baseball out of D.C. for long enough, and I can't stand Peter Angelos, and I don't even have anything bad to say about the Orioles because it's so easy. And every year they say, "Oh, this is the year we're gonna start turning the corner." They never turn the corner. They can't develop any pitching. The pitching they do develop, they can't keep because nobody wants to be there because it's a losing. It's a losing. What's the word? I don't even know what the word I'm looking for. It's just a losing atmosphere, and it's probably going to stay that way this year. I mean, the O's are in trouble, and the Nats are passing them, and they're passing them quickly, and I think you're going to see that this year. Let's see, anything else we need to get to here?